Commissioners. If everyone would please remember that today's meeting is broadcast live. It is a public meeting, and it is therefore we need to recognize a sense of decorum. Please act accordingly. This meeting today we have a public hearing today, as well as some guest speakers. So we will begin today's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right. And we also need to begin the meeting with the approval of the minutes of the October 22nd, 2019 general session, the July 2nd, 2020 briefing session, and July 1, 2020 administrative briefings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Thank you.
Approved. Thank you. I should also remind everybody that if you're calling in on a cell phone to the meeting, if you could please hit *6 to mute yourself. That would be helpful. We begin this morning's meeting with a public hearing for the engineer. Clerk, can you please read the public hearing?
Resolution regarding the establishing, altering, and widening of the Clark State Road at Longstreth Park Place Drainage Improvement Project, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to, I'm sorry, first I'm going to open the public hearing and see if there is anyone in the audience today who would like to speak to the public hearing. All right. Seeing no one or hearing no one on the call that would like to, or video conference that would like to speak to the public hearing, I'll close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 447-20, establishing, altering, and widening of the Clark State Road at Longstreth Park Place Drainage Improvement Project, Jefferson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed, engineer to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Fritz.
Commissioners, on June 9th, the board adopted a resolution declaring necessary the Clark State Road at Longstreth Park Place Drainage Improvement Project. And on June 30th, 2020, the Board of Commissioners viewed said improvement project. This resolution authorizes the engineer to prepare plans as necessary for the construction of the project and represents the second step in the legislative process. Pending any questions, I'd ask for your approval.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 447-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 447-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 448-20, the 2020-2021 General Drainage Investigation and Repair Services Contract for Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Commissioners, our second resolution seeks to declare necessary the 2020-2021 General Drainage Investigation and Repair Services Contract. Services provided for in this resolution include repairing and replacing various sizes of stormwater infrastructure, clearing and grubbing, planting trees and shrubs, locating utilities, and excavation of drainage channels. This contract will supplement County Engineers Office forces and provide improved responsiveness for small-scale drainage repair projects. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
I'll move for approval of 448-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 448-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Fritz. Appreciate it. We'll move on to the sheriff now.
Resolution number 449-20, resolution authorizing first contract extensions with the Kielson Dayton Company Incorporated, Keefe Group LLC, Bob Barker Company Incorporated, White Feather Farms of Ohio Incorporated, and Performance Food Group Incorporated for the continuation of providing commissary items for resale in the Franklin County Correctional Facilities in the amount of $935,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, representing Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution before you is a resolution authorizing the first of 4 optional one-year contract extensions from the original bid package from 2019. It will allow us to continue to provide the commissary items for resale to the inmates in the Franklin County Correctional Facilities. There were some minor cost increase based on supply and demand for the items that are provided. And if any questions, ask approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 449-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 449-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Sounds like everybody else right now, the sheriff's having a hard time getting groceries as well. The Veteran Service Commission.
Resolution number 450-20, resolution authorizing a consultant contract extension with Samuel E. Smiley, DDS, FAGD, for professional dental care consultation services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Buck Bramless, the Executive Director of the Veteran Service Commission. We've had a 3-year working relationship with Dr. Smiley at no cost to the county. This is the first of 2 possible 1-year contract extensions, would take us through June 12th of 2021. In 2019, we saw over 450 veteran dental applicants. And Dr. Smiley's expertise is used occasionally when treatment plans are very complex. The program is designed for preventive dental care, quality of life dental care, and to assist in employment. It's open to the veteran, which is predominantly who we support, but it's also open to their spouse and widows. We ask for your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 450-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 450-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Director. The Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 451-20, resolution authorizing a contract with Mobile Communications America Incorporated for software maintenance for the Franklin County Weather Warn software in the amount of $4,050.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. This contract with Mobile Communications America Incorporated is for our weather-worn software and 24/7 technical support. This software provides the digital and graphic interface between the National Weather Service when they issue a tornado warning and our local outdoor siren system. In addition to enhanced maintenance data from each siren, this also allows us to divide our siren system into the 4 zones we currently use in Franklin County, allowing us to more accurately reflect the areas impacted by tornado warnings. This is a 3-year contract and is funded through the agency's warning fund, paid into by each jurisdiction that has sirens. I'll gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move for passage of 451-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 451-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Great. All right. Now the Office on Aging. Thank you, Director.
Resolution number 452-20, resolution authorizing a contract modification and extension with TMH Solutions LLC to provide IT consulting services to support the upgrade of the Q Continuum case management system in the amount of $52,800.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Amy Funk, Assistant Director of Administration. This resolution authorizes a contract extension and modification with TMH Solutions, Inc. for consulting services to assist in the upgrade of the current Q Continuum case management system. The Office on Aging entered into a contractual agreement approved for $100,000 under Resolution number 0006-20, effective January 1st through July 6th of 2020. The Office on Aging now desires to extend the original contract for project management services. This is a 90-day contract extension is in effect from July 9th through October 9th of 2020. If there are no questions, I respectfully ask your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 45220.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 452-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 453-20. Resolution authorizing a COVID-19 response grant to Central Community House to address social isolation and economic hardship among seniors in Franklin County in the amount of $53,833.
This COVID response grant will help seniors facing social isolation and economic hardship in the Near East and South Side neighborhoods. One way it will mitigate social isolation is by addressing barriers that low-income seniors face accessing and participating in activities and programming that are offered online. Grant funds will be used to purchase Chromebooks, pay for Zoom memberships, rent ebooks, etc., thereby allowing seniors who otherwise will not have been able to participate in group meetings and ebook clubs. Grant funds will provide tech support to these seniors as and when needed. This project will further make available emergency material assistance, rent, mortgage, utilities, grocery purchases, etc., and necessity bags to seniors facing economic difficulties arising as a result of COVID-19 crisis. This project will be in effect from July 7th through December 31st of 2020. At this time, I'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Tammy Forrest. Dr. Forrest is the Executive Director at Central Community House, and she'll share a little bit more about our programs or about their programs and how they are helping older adults during the pandemic. And I apologize earlier, she was having some technical difficulties. Dr. Forrest, were you able to join us this morning?
Yes, I'm right here. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome, Dr.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here. I'll give you a little history since she told you what the project's all about. The last meeting I had before all of this crazy stuff started happening actually was a senior leadership meeting where we were planning how we were going to stay connected through call chains, through cards, through weekly deliveries. And we started getting really creative from the get-go and have just recently implemented some curbside concerts, doing portraits of seniors in the community. And then things really have been going well, but we felt that we needed to see faces and they needed to see each other's faces. And so there was a lot of encouragement from us that a virtual programming could work with our senior population. We did a survey. We reached out to 130 of the seniors that we serve regularly. 54% responded and gave us input. And actually another 54% said they didn't have tablets, they didn't have computers. 44% said they wanted a tablet, they wanted a computer. 50% said they didn't have internet. And then really what makes me optimistic is that 73% said that they wanted to regularly participate in virtual programming. And 53% really wanted to participate in a book club and then gave us a list of books that they wanted to read and be a part of. So we are encouraged that with the resources and with the technology assistance, which we would be doing both on their stoops to help them get set up, and then also one-on-one at Central as needed safely, that we can have some great impact in the community and hopefully be a pilot to show how we can do this work in the years ahead, as unfortunately we will likely be seeing closing and opening and closing and opening.
I think this is great, and I'm encouraged to see so many of our folks that are wanting to be connected electronically. My mom is 91 and a half, and she is not connected and doesn't want to be, but we've kind of pushed it during this time because it's the only way she can see us. And I think this is just wonderful. So thank you for pushing forward and doing things in a virtual way and keeping our seniors connected. This is terrific.
Thank you to all the commissioners. We're honored to be a part of this pilot and look forward to doing great work together.
Dr. Forrest, I think this is tremendous. I love the idea that seniors are so connected in so many different ways. You know, we are connected. I think I'm on, I don't know how many different Zoom calls or video conferences or teleconferences throughout the course of the day that I'd like to be less connected than I am, frankly. Not truly. I mean, we have to be. It's you know, this is, you know, we thrive in this type of an environment. But we're doing so many Zooms that I don't generally Zoom for personal purposes anymore. I used to, but I don't generally Zoom when I'm not working. I don't generally do conference calls when I'm not working because I'm, you know, it seems like I can never put my phone down or never flip the tablet down otherwise. So when it's time to spend time with the family, I spend time with the family. And sometimes it's nice when my wife says, "Hey, we're going to go do this," and you know, and then all of a sudden I realize the dog and I are the only two people here, and it's, you know, wonderful. But it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite and Commissioner Brown has been phenomenal for the last 4 months or more. She's been phenomenal at reminding us that there are those in our lives that need to be touched base with, that need to be connected. She does it day in and day out. She reminds all of us that we need to make sure that we're connecting with those that don't have a connection. And so what you're doing here and what we are helping you to do is fantastic. And we really appreciate what you're doing. So thank you, Dr. Forrest.
Thank you. Thank you for getting it.
I'd just add to, you know, I think both Commissioner Brown and Commissioner O'Grady really hit the nail on the head perfectly. But I'll add that I think 2020 has created a mental health stressful environment for everyone, and that really transfers beyond individuals, and it's in the community. You can just feel it when you're out and about, that people have been cooped up and they feel threatened by the virus, and they feel a sense of tension. And then when you add on the layer of isolation that much of our seniors have, with mobility issues, with transportation issues, and other resources that limit their ability to be engaged, this is one of those things that, quite frankly, we couldn't do enough to support ensuring that families and our seniors are connected. And I agree with Commissioner O'Grady. Commissioner Brown has really been the champion of reminding us that. And when she does, I'm reminded of the people I know to just reach out and call or text them. And it really does go a long way. And so the resources of technology can really make a difference for someone's mental health in this COVID-19 2020 environment. So thank you for what you represent and what you're doing to help us make this work.
Thank you. We look forward to reporting progress to you. We're appreciative.
That would be great. Are these CARES dollars that are paying for this program? Is that what the source of funds is?
Yes, Commissioner, these would be hopefully reimbursed through the CARES Act, yes.
That's great. If there are no further questions or comments, I will move for approval of 45320.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 453-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
you,
you.
Amy or Bell, Dr. Forrest, thank you for your time this morning. Thanks for your work. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
All right, economic development and planning.
Resolution number 454-20, resolution authorizing a contract and agreement with the City of Columbus Building and Zoning Services, Department for Residential Building Services, in the amount of $75,000.
Morning, Commissioners. Jim Schimmer, Director of Economic Development and Planning. EDP has two resolutions on this call this morning. I'm taking this first one. Jenny will have the second one. Commissioners, as part of the 2020 budget, the Board of Commissioners approved a full-time residential building officer position. We have been advertising for that position, but not yet have been able to find the candidate that's going to meet our criteria and needs for the department. What I'm asking this morning is that you approve this resolution, which will extend our contract with the City of Columbus for inspection services. We have had, and Jenny specifically has built a really solid relationship with Columbus's Building and Zoning Department to provide services for us to do inspections. As a result of that, we really haven't missed a beat during the COVID period of time. We've been able to do our inspections in a timely manner, still staying true to the fact that we try to get our inspections done with a one-day notice period. It's worked out very well, and we are asking that this contract be approved. It's not to exceed a 6-month period. The Columbus BZS Building Services will invoice the county $12,500 a month, and for a total not to exceed $75,000 for the period of July 1st through December 31st. We feel that that'll give us enough time to hire somebody in, the appropriate person. I want to make sure that I just take a second out to extend our thanks to Scott Messer, who is with the Columbus Building and Zoning area. He's the director of that agency, and Amit Ghosh, who is Columbus's residential building officer. Both of those folks and Development Director Stevens have been really terrific in this partnership. So I'm asking for your approval of this resolution this morning.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of 454-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 454-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Resolution 455-20, review of petition to annex 0.4 acres, more or less, from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City, case number ANX-11-20.
Good morning, Commissioners. This resolution is to consider a municipal annexation petition of 0.4 acres from Jackson Township to the City of Grove City. The area to be annexed includes public right-of-way along Jackson Pike, that's north of Holton Road. Petition was filed by agent and applicant and attorney Yazan Ashrari of Frost Brown Todd on behalf of the City of Grove City. The City of Grove City has authorized the annexation of the territory under ordinance number C-60-20 passed on February 18, 2020. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in section 709.16 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
I'll move for passage of 455-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 455-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, before you guys move on, Director Schimmer, we were texting the last couple of days. Just wanted to check in with you. Really good news on the west side the last week or so. If you wouldn't mind, very briefly, there was a big deal that happened over on the West Broad corridor in terms of development the last few days. Our movie star auto dealer Mark Wahlberg, who has become much more involved in Columbus here recently, just did a deal with our good friend in West Side, big time West Side supporter, Chris Hadesy. They did a deal for dealership slash Airstream dealership slash RV park, which is going to be a real big shot in the arm to that West Broad corridor. Do you mind? And I know we don't know a huge amount about this, but do you mind giving your 2 cents if you wouldn't mind?
Oh, not at all. I'm really very pleased to tell you all about it. As you know, we've had a long standing relationship with Chris Hadesy. He has been an advocate, strong advocate.
Wonderful man. Big fan of Chris. Great,
no doubt about it. We've used his facility to hold community meetings and have had discussions out there about West Side development through the years. There has been a vision that he had, and I always thought about it because it was seemed a little strange to me that you would actually do an urban RV camp in this particular part of Columbus. But as he got us more familiar with the concept, it really made a lot of sense. This would be a property that is actually on the east side of the casino. It's currently vacant. It's been graded in as part of the overall development for the casino. But this idea is one that ties directly into where we really believe the future of the RV industry is going, and that is this idea of perfectly fitting into social distancing and the idea of being outside and being around amenities. And I think the West Side is going to benefit from this particular project. And what I love about it, commissioners, honestly, is it's different. This isn't something that is a normal economic development project that you would think about, but the best kind of dollars we can have come into our community are spent here, maybe from the outside, and the ability to buy things helps sales tax generate some things associated with that, but it gets people familiar with our community and gets people familiar with an area of town that we have been pushing and promoting along with the Franklin Township trustees and several other developers. I know Mr. Hadesy mentioned the Westland Mall. We continue to work on that project with Mr. Rubin, the owner. We're optimistic that we're going to find some direction there. But what we've done, and I remember Commissioner Boyce talking about this, is this idea of building a relationship with the townships. We really think we have a good relationship with Franklin Township. And so, Commissioner O'Grady, just to kind of sum up, I think we're positioned, even though it may be tough times right now in general with COVID, we're positioned for the future. And that's what this site and area of the West Side has always been about. It's been about the future. It's taken some time to get us there, and undoubtedly will continue to take time. But when you have people like Chris Hadesy, who believes in the West Side and this particular area of town, understanding that it's a good place to invest because it's early on, we really want to promote that activity. And so our department has been engaged. We're going to continue to be engaged as much as possible and continue to push. And I know all three of you have had some real focus on making sure that we provide back to the community, because the community is so important in this particular part of town. So I'll just close with that. But any questions you have, feel free to give me a call and we can kind of move forward.
Well, thanks for taking the time this morning, Director Sherman. I just wanted to bring it up because it's such a big thing that happened in the past week. And I know that we have been very actively involved with Mr. Hadesy for a long time. You and I have had countless numbers of meetings with Chris over the years, and he's just been such a big advocate for that side of town. Speaking of having great relationships with Franklin Township, Mr. Fleshman's on our video conference. Trustee Fleshman is on our video conference this morning. He remains on our video conferences every week. He's been coming to our Board of Commissioners meetings for years now. He's been a staunch supporter and member of these meetings for years, and so we've got a great relationship there with Franklin Township trustees, as with Ari Alex, his partner there at Franklin Township, and so that's been a great relationship. And I also want with the Job and Family Services coming up next, and Director Bivens being such a big supporter of Whitehall, I just wanted to make sure she understood that the west side is the best side. So anyway.
No, that is exciting, Commissioner O'Grady. And that corridor in particular just needs so much. It's such a value to Central Ohio and to Franklin Township. You know, I think we've all been very sensitive of being partners with the townships and whatnot. And so I really think this is, I think you're right. This is a really good partner announcement and potential relationship that really can be a catalyst to growth out there. This is good.
It truly is. And Director Shimmer brings up Westland Mall. That's a key piece of development out there. There's that other piece of land there at the southeast corner of Georgesville and Broad. That's a key development. We've talked to many other folks that have, I hate to bring up names of them, I'm not going to, but I've talked to a couple of other folks that are very much interested in developing right in that core area right there. It's been a long time coming. That casino's out, 10 years old now almost. But it is.
I think the timing is
coming
right.
together. That's right, Commissioner. That's absolutely right. It is coming together. It's been a slow development, but it is coming together. And if those last couple of pieces, if something can happen at Westland Mall here, we've been holding our breath on Westland Mall for a long time. But if something can happen there, and another piece of development right there at the corner, if those are key developments. But if they happen here soon, and I know people are looking at them, and I know people are talking about them, if they can happen, that will absolutely change the face of the west side of Columbus. So, anyway.
And I think the Wahlberg name helps just a little bit here. So,
well, I know a whole lot of people that I'm a big fan. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring it up. I apologize for delaying everything. I know that we need to move on. Director Bivens is probably ready to shoot me for a lot of reasons right now. So, we're going to
make our wait a little bit longer
and move on before I get anywhere. But I'd really like to. What's that?
I said, President O'Grady, we're going to make our wait a little bit longer. I want to add the West
Not my
Side
fault, Joey. Not my fault.
The West Side community is one of the first areas that I lived in upon moving to Central Ohio. So this weekend, I went by our Forensic Science Center and sort of took the Franklin County West Side tour. Went by the Franklin Heights High School and that whole area that hadn't been in some time, and went all the way through the Westgate area and down Broad Street. I mean, there's some good infrastructure in that area, and I know Jim and his team have been working, trying to truly help it reach its full potential to gain some momentum. There's a lot of possibilities there. The state made some investments in the public safety building in ODOT. So all the way around, I sort of made that block in this weekend. So it was just watching how it's changed and how there's pieces of new development in that area.
Were you just headed over there to get an Emilio's Pizza, Ken?
I didn't make the stop.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.
Thank you for.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody obliging me that time. We need to vote on 455-20, don't we? Or did we already do that, Dean?
We voted, Commissioner.
We voted.
Thank you. All right. So let's move on now to Job and Family Services. We've delayed Director Bivens long enough.
Resolution number 456-20, resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio on behalf of the Franklin County Family and Children First Council for the Partnership for Success Collaborative and the amount of $66,044.44.
Good morning, Commissioner. Joey, do you want to speak before I start this one?
Yeah, I'm going to do this one. You want to do this one, Vivian? For the sake of the public, I serve at the pleasure of the commissioners. So if they want to take all day, they can. So public.
I love all of Franklin County. I'm from the west side. That's all. But I love
all of Franklin County too. even as well as the West Side. Vivian, you want to take this one?
Yes, I'll take this one.
Okay.
The Partnership for Success Collaborative supports our contracted after-school and summer camp youth providers to incorporate social emotional learning and early warning indicator data to make strategic decisions for programs and support individual youth development. The partnership has formerly been overseen by Future Ready Columbus, but with its move in 2019 to focus on early childhood, it made more sense to find a new agency to lead this collaborative. The Family and Children's First Council, with its mission of increasing access, capacity, and effectiveness in services for the most vulnerable youth, was a natural partner. The Educational Service Center of Central Ohio serves as fiscal agent for FCFC. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
I think this makes sense, given what FCFC does, the Family and Children First Council. If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move for approval of 45620.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 456-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 457-20. Resolution approving 7 subaward agreements with multiple community agencies for Franklin County out-of-school time youth summer camp programs in the amount of $906,101.41.
Again, Commissioners, as you're aware, the pandemic forced us and our community partners to reimagine our traditional summer camp programs. Our number one priority is ensuring a safe, enriching environment for young people, their families, as well as the hundreds of staff members who work in the summer camps. All 24 community partners we are contracting with this summer, including the final 7 we are presenting today, will provide age-appropriate, engaging programming with an emphasis on health, safety, and well-being. They will incorporate trauma-informed care practices and implement opportunities for youth to express how COVID-19 has impacted their lives. 6 of these 7 providers presented today are offering virtual programming, while 1 is offering on-site in-person programming. All of the camps will operate 6 to 8 weeks, beginning in mid-June and running through mid to late August. This year, our partners are going to be serving more than 1,600 TANF-eligible youth, including over 550 from the providers presented in this resolution. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of 45720.
I'll just add that this is a very important expenditure. There are so many families and kids who are waiting for these resources, and this has just been that kind of year where there's so many unknowns, and every element of responding to the environment has created a ripple of things to impact families and kids and work and, summertime. And so I just think this is the kind of investment that the county makes in this environment that's even more crucial than ever. So I'm excited to second that motion.
Mm-hmm.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Resolution number 457-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. And now I'll turn it over to Director Bivens.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes, Mr. Henley.
I think we're up to the Board of Commissioners with your.
We are. I just Director Bivens unmuted her. So we are on the Board of Commissioners.
I'm not sure when to go when Director Bivens is on. So
I thought Vivian had already read it, so I was like, oh, I don't have to do anything, but okay.
I'll go ahead.
We are on the Board of Commissioners, but it is a Job and Family Services partner resolution. So.
Thank you. Resolution number 458-20, resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with the Franklin County Family and Children First Council.
Commissioners, the mission of the Family and Children First Council was to increase the access, capacity, and effectiveness of services for the most vulnerable of our county's youth and their families, especially those whose needs extend beyond any one youth program. It is to assist in connecting the dots for families. I'm going to inform you of who is in the collaborative. It is Children's Services, Adam H., the Board of Development Services, Juvenile Courts, Columbus City Schools, the United Way, and the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio, which serves as the fiscal administrator for this collaborative. It provides an array of services. The president of the Board of Commissioners, as well as myself, serve as statutory mandated members of the council. This MOU sets forth the statutory requirement, mandate, and agreed upon obligations for you, the commissioners, our agency, as well as the organizations that I just read. This is a little different from the Family Stabilization Unit, commissioners, because as you know, the Family Stabilization Unit it's a collaborative, but we're focusing on integrating our business processes targeted for boys of color through a racial equity lens, looking at social terms of health. A lot of the agencies that are listed in the stabilization unit are not a part of this collaborative. This has been in, this partnership or MOU has been in existence for a while. They've provided trauma-informed care for a lot of the districts around Franklin County, as well as other additional array of services. I will be speaking with Jane White tomorrow to discuss the Family Stabilization Unit doing a presentation for the FCFC group. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Director, don't these councils exist throughout the state? And yes, ours is just one of, but many of the councils that exist around the state and have been in existence for years. I think the collaborative is very effective and the approach is very effective. Yeah.
Absolutely. And yes, they do exist around the state, Commissioner. Yes.
If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move for approval of 45820.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 458-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. I like your shirt.
Thank you, Director. Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 459-20, resolution authorizing 6 sub-grant awards for prevention, preparation, and response efforts related to COVID-19 through the fiscal year 2020 Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding Program in the amount of $1,254,604.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. On May 26th, you passed a resolution 357-20, which allowed us to accept approximately $1.55 million in CARES Act dollars passed through via the normal system that would distribute our justice assistance grant dollars. So these were dollars to be distributed across the justice continuum for efforts for prevention, preparation, and response to COVID. This resolution in front of you today would authorize the first 6 sub-grant awards in the amount of approximately $1.25 million, and the other $300,000 will be allocated at a later date. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
There are no questions. I'll move for approval of 459-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 459-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
The Purchasing Department. Thank you, Director.
Resolution number 460-20, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $699,786.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balinier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 70 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. This week, 6 out of 14 eligible POs totaling $57,057.59 are being presented for award to 1 small and emerging business enterprise, 4 women business enterprises, and 1 minority business enterprise. This represents 43% of the eligible PO volume and 65% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 4620.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 460-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Director Balanier. That concludes our agenda. Clerk Kindenwang, do we have any journalizations today?
No, Commissioner, we do not.
All right. Well, that concludes our agenda for July 7th, 2020. We will be back here next week on July 14th. I know we have, as we do every week, we have, 3 weeks out of the month. We have Mark Kovac from the Columbus Dispatch, a newly shorn Mark Kovac. He's a little more clean cut today. Very nice, very nice. We also have with us, if I'm not mistaken, we have 10 TV on the line as well. Do we have any questions from the media today?
Commissioners, I guess I'll ask, although it's repetitive from what I asked last week. It sounds like the County Health Board is going to move tomorrow evening on a countywide mask mandate. I assume you're all supportive of that move. And I assume you're pleased with the number of locals who have opted to move to a mask or face covering mandate since your emergency meeting on Thursday night. Is that going in the right direction?
We are getting very close. We were conversing this morning. We have but a few of our municipalities that we're waiting to hear from. The majority of them have already elected to move in that direction. There's a few that are waiting to hear from our public health board, but the majority of them have already acted and moved in the right direction.
I think, the numbers will speak for themselves once we see the trends change course. We're not there yet. We've got a ways to go. But I think this is a good start in getting people to wear the masks, and the communities to do what they're doing is wonderful. I think it was needed, and I'm glad we acted when we did on Thursday. I think it was essential for us to do what we did on Thursday.
I'll just add, in the infamous words of John O'Grady, wear your damn mask. Efforts are making sense, and I think most of the municipalities are being thoughtful about how to engage that with the residents in a non-invasive and non-invasive way. And so that's the most crucial part. So folks are being thoughtful about it. But again, the name of this campaign effort is wear a damn mask. So we're all focused on that right now.
I saw a change over the weekend in our neighborhood in Short North. There was a difference in people being out wearing masks, and the businesses with signs up that weren't there a couple of days before Thursday. It was different, and it was better. So I think we did, and the city did the right thing. So, and all the municipalities are doing the right thing.
We talked to, of all the mayors and managers and city council presidents and city council members that I talked to, there wasn't a whole lot of resistance. Most folks were ready to jump on board right away. Those that had some resistance, there were mayors that were saying that their council members were, reluctant, or there were, folks that were saying, that it would just be easier if the public department did it. There was some of that, but not in most of the communities. Most of the communities were ready to jump right on board right away. The only resistance I had was the holiday weekend. It was hard to get a hold of some folks because they were either on vacation or their public offices were out of town, and I didn't have cell phone numbers for everybody. This was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So.
You're just more persuasive than you knew you were, John.
What are you calling me, Marilyn? You calling me a bully?
Persuasive. You were good, and it was good that you made the calls.
Well, I was glad to make the calls. It's you know what? It's frankly, it's we have an advantage being annexed the way that Columbus was. We're not Cuyahoga County.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Armin Budish yesterday up in Cuyahoga County. They have 59 municipalities. So for him to do what I had to do would have taken him more than twice the amount of time. Would have been a lot more difficult. So,
but I think the John, the only thing I'd say is that if we had 59 municipalities, I believe you'd have still made those calls, because I think part of this has been really, and I think this is really the role of Franklin County. Not, we're kind of the convener, if you will, of the discussion. Yeah. And I think your role in this has been important. And so, I think there could have been 100 and you would have made all those calls. And I think it's just the right thing to do. So
I've done it before. When the issue is important enough, you just do it. I've done it before. I encourage the executive in Cuyahoga County to do the same thing. I don't know if he's doing it or not, but when I talked to him yesterday, I said, Armin, just pick up the phone and make the calls. I don't know if he's doing it or he's not, but it's sometimes you just, you do it. And look, I'll be honest with you, those mayors and managers were glad I called them. So most of them anyway. So anyway, it was important. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we've gotten it done, and that most of these communities have gotten it done. And so it's good. It's a good thing. Are you damn minutes?
That's all for me.
Does 10 TV have anything? Guess not. All right, everybody. Well, I have a slew. See everybody soon. I got a slew of meetings today, so if anybody needs anything, you know how to get a hold of me.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Talk to you later. Have a good day. Stay safe.